Every year, thousands of inventors walk onto Shark Tank with their best idea. Some get deals, most don't. But a few walk away with something worse than rejection. They hand their idea to a room full of billionaires with no legal protection. So here's the real question. Can Shark Tank or any investor legally steal your idea? A fraction of a full patent. And it changes the entire dynamic of your pitch. But here's where it gets interesting. Filing one wrong can hurt you just as much as not filing at all. Hope listing patents, publications, or products that are similar to your invention. If prior art exists, your patent can be blocked before you even start. Most inventors skip the prior art search entirely. They spend months building a prototype, then discover someone. The provisional filing is not perfect. A poorly written one may not fully protect your invention when the full patent is examined, but a solid provisional, written to describe your invention in detail, does the job, and it